Yeah, realistically, I'm just looking forward to Mountain Face. I mean,
about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Aloha, good morning everyone. Happy Saturday. I am trying to get myself pumped up for today. John is shaking his head no. He's not getting very excited. I mean, John just finished air assault yesterday, but we are literally turning around and we're working to get John into Ranger School like that. Ranger School, you guys, you know, it's this amazing opportunity. It's going to be really difficult, you know, both mentally, physically, like everything, right? It's one of those probably, you know, up there in terms of toughest schools that the Army can send you. So really excited for John. This is not to be confused with the Ranger Regiment. We're not getting into the Ranger Regiment. But this is a huge opportunity for John in terms of our goals and where we want to go. And so we are going to make this happen. So this is not only a commitment for John, this is also a commitment for the family because money doesn't grow on trees, right? Like there is this crazy long packing list that we need to get through in order for John to be successful. And because I'm not just gonna waste my money and everything, we are gonna take some time today and we are going to go through that packing list and go through line by line, go through John's gear and make sure that John has what he needs. And if not, we are gonna come up with a game plan on how we are going to get all of this stuff. Literally, we have 2 weeks, people, 2 weeks. We have until SURT, which is like pre-Ranger, 3 weeks you have to pass. I think it's called different things depending on where you are in the country, but here in Hawaii it's called SURT. And he passes that, then we'll have pretty much, I think, 5 days in between before he flies out to Ranger School, and the actual school that starts in Georgia. So if all goes well, John is going to be heading out in 2 weeks, and we are hoping to see him by Thanksgiving. If things don't go well, we might see him sooner. That'd be bad. And if things also don't go well, we might not see him until January or February. That's just part of the game. But you know what? I'm going to have another cup of coffee. Going to get motivated. Going to help John get motivated. And we are going to rock this packing list. Guys, we're literally dragging all of John's gear out. We've cleared a space in this room, and we are going to be going through the checklist, check mark if we actually have it, and then if we can, we're going to be trying to save money by utilizing this, I think it's called like a Ranger pack. I'll put the link down below, but it's pretty much where you can just buy everything in a whole pack that you need for Ranger School, just to save you a little bit of money. So I'm hoping that we can do that, but to prove that it's actually worth it, we are going to compare what we need versus what's actually on that packing list, because I don't want to buy it if only half the things we need is actually on it. This right here is the list, the packing list. Everything in red and yellow is pretty much required for you to go. John shows up without something in red, he's immediately kicked out and sent home. Pretty much like, of course, boots, cold weather, drawers, cold weather. So we're going to be going through and seeing what we still need to get, what do we have. You know, some of these things are small things that you may not think about, but yeah, and it continues, right? So we've got 1 page, 2, 3, and pretty much finishing at 4, right? So these are things that we need to get for John, and it can be as simple as Q-tips and tape and pens and pencils, but all of that adds up. Alright, you guys, so this is the website I'm talking about. Alright, Ready Packs LLC. That's what we're doing. So pretty much we've clicked on it, and we have a list of what comes in this pack, and we're going to compare it to the packing list for Ranger School. This is tedious. We've got more coffee. We're not really looking forward to doing this, but like, in it to win it. Alright, so next is Barracks Bag Green Cotton. Once we figure it out. Alright, continuing on.
And not just to help you pass the layout.
We're going over,
Items that are upgraded versions.
watching the video, going over the list. We're kind of seeing if it's worth the financial commitment to buy their package. We will be going back and getting issued, but some of the stuff we might need to buy, like the boots, the cold weather boots, probably gonna chuck out and have to buy those and some other things. So this is probably gonna take a lot, like multiple days, if not the 2 weeks for us to get all this together. I just noticed that this guy was here. He's not real. Although from a distance, he looks real. There are cockroaches just like this guy outside.
We just totally fed them to the chicken.
Yep. In case you were wondering, that's the reason why we don't actually go out and eat the chickens.
That rooster looked like a velociraptor.
I know. He saw that we found a big cockroach, pretty much this size, in our garage yesterday, and John kind of kicked him out the door, and there was a chicken in our yard, and that rooster came flying after him. He looked like a velociraptor and just. At this point, the Ranger pack is worth it, especially once we got to the yellow section, and it was worth it. So doing some basic math, kind of going through what we don't have, plus the Ranger pack and everything else, we're probably looking at an additional $1,300 from what we've already spent, because we already spent some. Fortunately, I mean, a lot of what we spent was for air assault. So that gave us a jump start. Some of these we will have duplicates on, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because some of the quantities, like even though we have some of them, we don't have the right amount that they want us to bring.
And I'll have to check on some of these because there is CIF issued stuff that obviously I have, but the quantity is more than what we got issued, so I need to check and see if they actually want us to bring 2 of each of these items, which means I would have to buy another set of a couple of these warming layers, which is
even more than the $1,300. So really, this is the classic case of it takes money to make money. Of course, when we're done with this, we're not necessarily going to be making more money. But, you know, we have goals, we have ambitions.
it sets us up.
This is a career, long-term, you know, we're a military family, this is what we do. And I don't want John being just your average Joe, literally, right? Like,
yeah, if I wasn't planning on staying in, I wouldn't,
probably
especially after looking at this, like, I would have never done the Ranger School. I would have been like, screw that.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time and money. If
But-
I'm gonna get out, but I'm staying in.
because like we don't just want to do Ranger School, like there's a lot more that we want to do, and we have goals, and we're making it a priority to achieve those goals.
And this will allow for me to get my foot into a bigger door
Right.
if I were to get
Because,
this.
you know, from here we also want to do airborne. Well, because of John's age and being stationed in Hawaii, that's almost impossible. But going to Ranger School, that actually opens up a door. We'll see what happens. No promises on anything, but, and then we want to do jungle next year. We want to do a whole bunch of stuff. We're trying to get a lot done. You know, there's a lot of background history that I don't want to go necessarily in this video about John's career and coming back from the Marines. And it's been 10 years, you guys, so sorry, don't mind our kids. It's been over 10 years. But because of that, you know, we had to come back in as a private first class. We lost technically a rank, but because we were so close to 5 years of military service, long story short, updating John's military record would then promote us, but because of the Army's 5-year rule, John would actually get kicked out faster than we would get promoted. At least that's what they say.
I came in on the gray area.
Yeah.
The fine line of
not being able to come back in.
I could come in, or they should have not let me back in.
So now we're waiting for 18 months of Army service before we can actually submit a lot of John's Marine Corps stuff and update our pay and a lot of stuff. But the good side of that, the glass half full to that is we now have time to take a lot of these courses because John's not an NCO laid down with his own team and his own responsibilities. He's just private first class. So we are desperately trying to knock these out as fast as we possibly can for John, because once he actually gets to that point, which would happen really quick once we hit that 18-month mark for the Army, he's going to be busy doing leadership stuff.
I don't know what to expect, so it's kind of nervous, excited, more nervous.
You excited for Florida things?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I'm excited for the fact that I'm guessing that it's cooling off by the time I get there. And then as it's getting cold, I'm in Florida phase, so it won't be as cold. But
You're not worried about the alligator? I mean, like crocodiles?
no, I definitely don't
I'm
want to do.
only
Florida
slightly
phase,
nervous about the whole experience. I mean, I've definitely double-checked our life insurance policy.
I don't know, it's weird. Just because all you hear are stories of it, so you don't necessarily, and most of the people don't even remember half of it because they were so sleep deprived.
I think, it sounds like there's going to be sleep deprivation, there's going to be food deprivation,
Yeah.
there's going to be high stress. It sounds a lot from what you experienced, the stories you told me about Afghanistan, right? Like the constant every night doing patrols. I mean, you got like 2 hours of sleep sometimes, if that, for months. You went months without a shower. The only thing for you is just channeling that drive and determination from over 10 years ago now. It's been over 10 years.
I mean, it's suck fest. Everybody else sucking too. It just drives me even more. I don't know. It's just something about like everybody being miserable. I feel good. In a weird way.